Oh, thank you. It was like a little circus conductor. I do want to start by saying I trust you and your vision, but I'm working with like a very soft Irish jawline, so I just need to know that you know how to manage that situation so that I can not focus on what that will look like later. I'm so excited to be here. When Brittany first told me about this theme, I was just taken by the event, and that is because if you were to look in my draft box of unsent emails, you would find 0. There are none there because I send every single thing. That would be emails, texts, Instagram, IG messages, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, even like USPS Postal Service. I think I still am writing letters and mailing them off into the ethers. And it's something I'm struggling with, just this kind of like addiction to self-expression. I see people who will be tasked by their therapist to sit down and write a letter to someone who hurt their feelings. And I really envy that because I think there's a lot of cathartic, value to it. But if I sit down with a journal or if I open my laptop, I'm like, dear you, who's really actually me. The way I feel is I already fucking know because I feel it and you're not gonna read it, so I'm bored, bye. And then I don't write anything. So I don't have unsent anything, but yeah, cheer for that. Woo, it's crazy, yellow. The thing about that though is there's not a lot of pride if you can't ever withhold in the silence. Like there's a lot of power to being like, no. And I'm always like, everything I feel. And so I'm kind of trying to walk that line and learn that balance. But I want to tell you about a message that I did send, because again, I've sent every one of them. And that I'm very proud of sending. And that I was going to mime pulling out my phone and reading it, but I remember it because it is a text I sent to my ex, and it says, I'm a star with big dick energy, and you left me. And if you're wondering if I sent that text when I was 15 years old in high school, what I will tell you is I sent that text when I was 30 years old in October. And this person who I was with, I loved very deeply, and we had a really intense relationship. It was his first ever relationship, and I was gearing up to propose to him, and we lived together, and he broke up with me over email, and so then I wrote a lot of other emails to him, as you can imagine, like, what the fuck? We lived together. He wasn't like down the hall, we were in different states at the time. Anyways, so this person who I really deeply loved, I was convinced that I was going to marry him even after he broke up with me. I know that might be confusing for everyone I've ever told this to, but it's not to me. And so I made a bet with my brother, and I said, I'm going to marry this person from 5 years' time from the breakup. And if I do that, you will pay for like a bangin' wedding party and DJ, and if I don't, I'll give you whatever I have on my deathbed, and I am a comedian, so I don't have any money, so joke's on him. So that was the bet that I made with my brother. And I've been really needing that bet actually, as I've been kind of coping and moving through this. And I didn't understand when people would discourage it and say, that's crazy, because it's like if you critique this and then I do end up with this person again, you're a dickhead who I don't trust and to tell anything. And then if I don't end up with this person again, it will be 5 years down the line. I, of course, won't feel as extra. Just let me heal on my own damn time. So that's how I was feeling about it. And I'm talking to my ex because he went to kind of do a little eat, pray, love situation. But he has, yes, people are out there doing it. White bros are going to Costa Rica and building hotels. I don't know how, but whatever, good for you. So he's kind of colonizer now, and that's fine, and weird, and great. I will love to show him this video and all the claps. Haha. I won't. I'm learning my ways. So anyways, I found that talking to him, the more we were talking, it was painful and kind of self-righteous because I just explained why. He's building a hotel in Costa Rica. And so there was a conversation where I had to really have a coming to Jesus of I need to either step back from this or know if we're moving forward ever 5 years down the line, because I was about running and I want to bang and DJ. And I said, I said I'm a star with big dick energy, and then it sort of lent itself to a deeper conversation. And it got to a place where I kind of had to be more vulnerable than I was ready to be and ask if he ever saw something with me in that way and felt that way. And he said a lot of very kind things, but then said ultimately he doesn't feel like when he walks away from conversations he has that same kind of hollowness that I feel, where we will revisit one another. And it was like a second breakup for me, and I cried and I grieved, and then 15 minutes later I sent a text that said, "Yeesh, in that case, I'll cancel the wedding caterers for 2023. And he said, "Holy shit, LO fucking L," and then I sent a shooting star emoji. And I really love that I sent that text. Like, it was how I felt at the time, was that the bet was now off. And I want to still be doing this, where I send messages that are me. And that was one of the things he really loved about me until he dumped me. But he was very bewildered that I would always break the social mores and say the thing that you're not supposed to say, which is like, I have a bet running that I'm going to marry you. And so I think, if you are lucky and you find a partner who supports you, your Saxon to your Brittany and your Brittany to your Saxon, and that is lovely. But no matter who you find and who you're doing this all with, like, you come into this world alone and you go out of the world alone, which can be beautiful and dark, but I just feel like if you have to believe that you are a star with big dick energy. No one else, you all are, and no one else can convince you of that. They can believe it, and that's beautiful, but it's not nearly as important as you believing it yourself. So if tonight you want to pull out a phone and text someone and be like, "This random chick, Mish, told me that I'm a star with big dick energy," then that will have been a night well spent, and I want that for all of you, and I think you should send that text. Thank you.